Mile High Sports, your morning minute. Nate Lundy, Shawn, TJ Carpenter, the complete spectrum of fashion this morning for you on your screen. Thanks for stopping by. The Rockies lose last night, 4-3, bottom of the ninth. They lose on the road to San Francisco. Day game scheduled for today. Milwaukee did win in Pittsburgh, which means it is now a one-game separation for the final wild card spot in the National League. Shawn, how concerned are you?
You're very concerned. It's one game. By the time we record tomorrow's, the Rockies could be tied. So it's obviously a huge concern for them. Any single baseball game, weird things happen. Well, you saw the ninth inning for the Giants against Chris Russell, maybe one of the most consistent middle relievers they've had all year. But when you're the Rockies and you have an opportunity to put the pedal to the metal and extend your lead against a team that is the worst in the National League, that's a win you have to get, especially when you had a lead. It's very disappointing. The Rockies have a short turnaround to try to shake it off this afternoon.
TJ, in terms of the position that they're in with Milwaukee behind them, how do you put on blinders and not pay attention to it?
Well, I mean, you got to do what you've been doing all season long, which is make sure that the losses don't negatively impact you in the next game. Don't let it steamroll on you. But I'd also say, like, the playoffs have essentially already started. Like, you are in a race. So you have to continue to win games, or you're not going to make it. Because I don't think Milwaukee is going to be below 500 for the remaining 11 games or whatever they have left. So I think that's it's a huge plus in the Rockies' favor that they are in the driver's seat right now. They are in total control. Milwaukee isn't. They could go undefeated, but if the Rockies go undefeated, then they're out. The Rockies just have to win more games than Milwaukee. That's it. So, yeah, I don't think scoreboard watching is necessarily an issue. It could be, but more importantly, they have to win games, period. That's it.
Talked about Milwaukee and the 11 games remaining. Here's an interesting one that Rockies fans will find themselves in, at least in my opinion, and that is you're rooting for the Cardinals. The Milwaukee Brewers will finish the year with 3 games on the road against the Cardinals at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Ideally, you want the Cardinals still with something to play for. That way they can try to knock the Brewers around a little bit. At least that's my hope. So quietly, and I mean quietly, I'm rooting for the Cardinals on the side just so that they continue to battle with the Brewers when it gets down to that final series between those two teams. 3 games coming up at the end of September and October 1st. Just my opinion. I know it hurts me to have to root for other teams, but at this point I'm not sure how much I can trust the Rockies, and therefore I find myself rooting for someone else. We will get into a Tequila Thursday tomorrow on the show, and then of course Football Friday. Both of those are on the way for you, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Mile High Sports Radio, AM 1340, FM 1047, as we get you ready for Broncos and Bills. It'll be an early kickoff on the East Coast, and those usually don't fare well for Denver. What have we seen out of Buffalo? We'll talk about it with you tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by on the Morning Minute. For TJ, for Shawn, I'm Nate. We'll see you.